This is what my hair looked like right after my big chop. And now, this is what it looks like. It's flourishing, it is growing. I'm going to tell you every single thing I did in my routine and that I do currently in my routine to get my hair where it is. Now, look where we are starting from today. I want to be real on this channel. I want to show you the truth. I was dying when I saw my own hair. Like, look at this. I had a terrible wash and go. I had not washed my hair for 2 weeks because I was feeling so sick the whole week. So to give myself a little pick me up, of course, I start my wash week with rice water. This is the same rice I use all the time. It is regular Zambian rice. It is from my aunt's farm, so you can get any kind of rice as long as it is white rice. Now, the Yao women love to use the starchiest rice, so the closest thing I would recommend to you is to use sushi rice if you have access to that. If not, use any kind of rice. But please do not use parboiled rice because parboiled rice already has the nutrients boiled out. But whether you get your rice from a package, you still want to wash it. So I was just rinsing it with tap water, and as you can see, almost everything is out. Now I am putting that rice into a glass jar. Make sure you use a glass jar, and now I am pouring in some warm water. You might see a little bit of steam. That's because it is very cold. So slightly warm water will steam, but don't use hot water. First of all, it could break the glass. Second of all, you're not trying to boil the rice. You can if you want to, but I don't recommend it. Just put hot water or very warm water if it is very cold right now. If the weather is very hot, you don't need to put warm water. Just put regular room temperature water. Now it is time for the orange. The Yao women use a pomelo fruit. I do not have access to a pomelo fruit. I've never actually seen one in person. If you have that, use that. If you have a grapefruit, that is the second best option. I didn't have either, so I went to the third best option, which is orange. And the reason why I'm suggesting you peel it like this is because you have the highest chance of not getting any of the inside part of the orange into your rice water. That is very, very bad for your hair. That direct citrus can actually cause some kind of discoloration and damage, especially if you go out in the sun. You want clean peels just like mine with completely no inside part of the orange, grapefruit, or pomelo. Whatever you use, you don't want the inside. Now we're putting the orange into the jar. The orange peels actually help absorb that horrible rice water smell, which actually doesn't smell that horrible to me. Now I'm just showing you the inside of this lid so you can see that it closes airtight, and I am closing it as tight as I can. It doesn't matter if it's slightly difficult to open. You want to make sure that it is airtight so nothing can come out. And then you want to store it in a dark cupboard as I have shown you. Close it in there and leave it for 5 days. Okay, so 5 days are loading. After 5 days, this is what my rice water looks like. Now, this is how you know it's fermented because it's gonna like bubble up, and every time you move the rice, little bubbles are gonna come up. That's just showing you that your rice is really nice and fermented. So remember, it was super airtight. Now that I'm opening it, I'm just taking out the orange peels, and you can see they don't look like super soft or slimy or like there's no color change. That means everything is perfectly fermented and nothing has gone bad. But now we need to get all the extra nutrients out. So I pour that rice water into a bowl, and then we start kneading the rice. Now this is how we get all the extra nutrients out of the rice. A lot of people say you can just do this by boiling, and you absolutely can, but some of the nutrients get killed during the boiling process, so I prefer to do it like this. You can knead with one hand as I showed, or you can knead it with both hands. So after you've done that for about a full 5 to 10 minutes, depending on what rice you're using, it should look like this. And you know it's done when you can't see your fingers inside the water. It should be as thick as milk. So now it's time to put it back in the bottle. My little dog is walking around here. So you just fill the bottle up, pour everything back, and then what I do to get that little bit of extra goodness is what you can see right now is I pour distilled water through the little rice that's left in the sieve until the bottle is like almost full, just to make sure I don't waste any nutrients and any of my properties from the rice. So now it's time to add my essential oils. I always add the same ones. If you're not new to this channel, you know I love them so much. So I put a full dropper of peppermint oil, or if you're using a bottle, that's about 10 drops. Then I add some rosemary oil and put about 10 drops as well. Then I get my tea tree oil. Now in this video at this specific point, I had just run out, but I went ahead and added 10 drops of tea tree oil as well. If you're not familiar with these essential oils, try with half the amount so you don't get any adverse reactions. You shake it up, and as you can see, there's no like separation between the oil and the water. So now I'm just straining some of that into my spray bottle. So this is what I'm actually going to use for my hair, and the bottle is going to go back in the cupboard to continue fermenting for 2 weeks. Then I'll put it in the fridge. A more detailed video will be linked in the top pinned comment, so check that out. So now it is time to go back to the beginning, and now we are dealing with this mess of a head. So my hair looks like super matted and super shrunk, and that's because it is. So this is how I deal with it. I love rice water when my hair is like this because it's when my hair needs it most, although I try to use it at least twice a month. When I'm lazy, once a month, it still makes a huge difference. But also know that if you don't like rice water and it doesn't work for you, please replace this step with anything else, any other kind of pre-poo or a hot oil treatment or anything like that, depending on how you're going to wash your hair. So I start by sectioning my hair in 4 as always, because I just have so much hair and it's so thick, and to be honest, it just allows me to tackle every single part of my hair. So now that my hair is sectioned into 4, that little back section, I'm going to keep separating that into about, let's say, 3 sections, just to make sure I have access to every bit of hair. So I start by spraying the rice water all over my scalp, and as soon as I spray it on my scalp, I go ahead and gently massage that in before I even go to the length of the hair, because rice water is one of those amazing products that adds extreme benefits to your scalp but also to your hair shaft. So as you can see, my hair is super matted and I don't want to start detangling it while it's dry. So I'm just making little spaces near my scalp, and I'm going ahead and spraying a little bit more rice water on my scalp there, because the water doesn't run down all the way to my scalp when my hair is this matted. So I have to like make little sections like that and just massage it in. And once I feel like my scalp is nicely and well covered in rice water, I go ahead and start focusing on the length of my hair. So I kind of stretch my hair out, and then I just continue spraying the rice water all over my hair from roots to tips, and making sure that it is completely coated and saturated. And I love doing this on dry hair, because if your hair is wet, you might underestimate how much water you're putting on, and you might think you put a lot of rice water on your hair, but it might turn out that you just have wet hair already. So I like to do it on dry hair, and I'm going to address this because I get this question in a lot of videos. People say it doesn't make sense to put rice water on dirty hair. It's not getting absorbed. Why wouldn't you do this right after you shampoo your hair? I have tried using rice water in so many different ways, and this is the best way that it works. And kind of doesn't make any sense, but it really works in my hair like this. My hair absorbs it, it likes it. When I put it after, it gives my hair like a little bit of a dry feeling. So as a pre-poo works best for me. As you can see, I just finger detangled, and that's the little amount of shedding I got from that little section. So now I'm just speeding through so you can see that I did this all over my head. So once my hair was fully saturated all the way up to the ends, I was going ahead and just removing any shed hairs, finger detangling, and then when I'm done with the entire section, I go ahead and twist that up. So as you can see, the little white bits of like, it looks like conditioner, that's not rice water, it's just like the product from the week that's just coming up. So I went ahead and did exactly what I did to the first section, to every other section, and this rice water, when it's fermented for longer than 5 days, it just gives it so much slip. By the way, if I didn't mention it, I keep the rice water in my cupboard for like an additional 5 weeks to continue fermenting. And then once I feel like it's fermented enough and I don't want it to ferment anymore, I store it in the fridge so that it doesn't go bad. And I just use it from the fridge and put it back every single time until it is done. So now what I do with the rice water is, once my hair has absorbed all the rice water really nicely, look at that growth, I go under a heated cap with a plastic bag on my head for 20 minutes exactly and only. And this makes the rice water absorb into my hair really well, and it does like a pre-saturation for my wash day. So 20 minutes later, it is time to rinse my hair, and I find that my hair gets so saturated with water so much easier because it's already absorbed the rice water. So now there's 2 ways to wash your hair. If I have lots of oils on my hair, or this is my 1 time a month shampoo, or occasionally 2 times depending on how much product in my hair, I go ahead and use a shampoo, and right now I'm loving this Olaplex shampoo. This is not a sponsored video and none of the products will be sponsored. I just love them, in case you think that. Anyway, I always do 2 to 3 washes. On this day, I only needed 2 washes with my Olaplex, and you want to wash in a downward motion like this until your hair is completely full of lather. Now, believe this or not, you might have seen this clip before. This is because this is from another day, and I wanted to show you how I shampoo my hair, show you that I massage super gently around my edges, only with the pads of my fingers and not my nails, making sure that my hair is completely clean and completely lathered when I need to get everything off. Then I rinse everything out and make sure there's nothing left. However, on this day, which is not shown in this video, I did use the Amika Nice Cream Cleansing Conditioner. So you guys know I either shampoo or I co-wash. So this was a co-washing day. And then to deep condition, I used that Eden Body Works Marshmallow and Almond blah 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 deep conditioner. I love that deep conditioner, and right now I'm just saturating my hair with that. And as you can see, I'm explaining something, but on the screen it's slightly different. It's more for the technique, not the product. So once I put my deep conditioner in, I like twist my hair around itself to make sure that the product absorbs. Then I put my hair back into a twist again, which is the sections that I'm going to leave it in when I'm done washing. So everything I did to this section and the back section, I do to every other section. So when I'm using shampoo, I use slightly different products. When I co-wash, I use slightly different products. So in this video, I did use Olaplex, but what's actually happening is I'm going ahead and using a co-wash and that split end repair mask. I go ahead and put a plastic cap on and make sure to twist it on my forehead, not on my hairline, so that I don't snag any baby hairs. And then now I sit with my deep conditioner for 40 minutes. Yes, 40 minutes. That's a long time. But I always find something to do while I'm deep conditioning, like editing or reading a book or just entertaining myself. So now it is time to rinse out the deep conditioner, and it's time for leave-in. So as you can see, I'm using my Olaplex Bond Smoother, and this is my favorite leave-in of the moment. I definitely still love my African Pride leave-in conditioner, but I haven't been able to get my hands on it lately, and this one is amazing. I would say if you have thick hair, you are going to love this. It gives the hair so much slip, smoothness. I love the way my ends feel as well. It just feels so nice. I feel like I like this even more now than the first time. And now this is the first time I detangle my hair thoroughly. So if you notice, everywhere else I was just finger detangling. Even when I did my deep conditioner, I only finger detangled. So at this point, I go ahead and use a tangle teaser, and then I either put my hair in twists or braids, and then I go under heat for the last time. Trust me, going under heat with your leave-in or moisturizer is a game changer. Your hair will be so soft and moisturized. So I go under for 20 minutes again. Then I take it out, and the magic of editing. I went in with twists and I came out with braids. This is because in the video I was showing you, I wanted to show you that on most occasions I will either do twists or braids. Today was actually a braid day, and I do the braids exactly how I did the twists. Just instead of twisting after the deep conditioner, I braid. So these are the braids I had in, and they're super moisturized, and that's all the hair I washed. So now 5 days later, this is something I don't do every single week. However, if I know that I'm only going to wash my hair in like 10 days or maybe slightly more, I try to not go over 10 days. But if I have to go over 10 days, I'll go ahead and do a midweek moisturizing. So after 5 days, I'll go ahead and moisturize my hair without combing or detangling. I would just go ahead and add whatever leave-in or conditioner I want to use. So this is the Curl and Shine conditioner from Shea Moisture. It is not a moisturizer or a leave-in conditioner, but I like to use it as a leave-in. It works well. So all I do is I just put it all over my hair really well from roots to tips. I lightly finger detangle. I don't put oil because I know that after this I'm going to co-wash. If I was going to use a shampoo, I would seal it in with an oil. If I'm going to use a co-wash, I don't seal it in. And as you can see, I really did a close-up so that you could see that I braid it very loosely on the base on purpose, because I don't want to add any unnecessary tension or pulling. And if I look slightly mad in this video, it's because I had really bad cramps and I was feeling really sick, but I had a full face of makeup on and I said, I'm gonna do this. So now for the end, I always add a little bit of conditioner and wrap it around my finger. This makes sure it just makes a nice coil and it prevents any tangling or breakage. And look how moisturized those braids look. It looks almost like I just unbraided my hair. So now for oil. Let's get into how I make my oil. I start by using a full cup of olive oil or a half cup. This was double the recipe, so basically it's always a half cup. Then I put some moringa powder, and you know what's coming next, my favorite essential oils. So once the moringa powder is really nicely mixed in, I put that in hot water. Now, it shouldn't be boiling, and don't boil the oil because, like the rice water, you can denature some of the vitamins. And I also have a full video that you guys are actually really loving on how I make this oil and the benefits and why you should use the oils and all that. So, if this isn't super detailed, I'll also link the video for this oil in the pinned comment in the comment section. So, check that out. So once I use that, I go ahead and add some castor oil. You can use Jamaican black castor oil if you want. Then I add a couple of drops of my favorite essential oils again, which is peppermint oil, tea tree oil, and rosemary oil. I can't recommend anything better. These are literally the best oils for me. I just find that they do everything I needed to do and they show me the most changes. And the moringa is just like a miracle product. I'm not even lying. Like, this is the oil that has showed me the most change in my hair ever. So this I do on my wash day or the next day after my hair dries, and then after that I will do this every other day. So the next one day I just won't do anything. The next day I'll go ahead and put some oil. Now I don't put this much. This is what I do on the first day when I wash my hair, or if my hair just feels extremely dry, which usually doesn't really happen. But on the other days, I'll just go ahead and put some oil on my fingertips and go ahead and do a scalp massage like so. So if you are doing these amazing oil treatments and you're paying for all these expensive oils, even if you're not using the one in this video, but you don't do a scalp massage, you are wasting your money. I feel like oiling your scalp without doing a scalp massage is like doing your entire skincare routine, even exfoliating, and then not using an SPF. So now what I do is, if I'm going to go outside, this is maybe 2 days later, if I'm going to go outside and some of my hair is going to be exposed or all of my hair is going to be exposed, I go ahead and put a heat protector on the top of my hair, whether that's a serum or a spray. And usually I wear a hat too, like so, just to make sure that all my hair is protected from the UV rays, because this is something that's underrated, but the sun can actually damage your hair as well. So I go on one of these lovely walks every single day, and that is actually something that boosts hair growth as well. So make sure you get some movement, guys. Even if it's not every day, increase your amount of movement, you're going to see some hair growth. So now what we're going to do is, this is usually at the end of the week if I want to film a video or if I'm going somewhere and I think, you know what, I want to wear my hair in a braid out. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I do not add any gels or any styling products. I literally just take my braids down from the week from when I did my nice moisturizing and leave-in and all that kind of stuff. And my hair is usually still really nice and moisturized, and I just take that out. And as you can see, it's nice and super defined. Now it wouldn't be as defined as like if I use the gel, and it won't stay this defined, like let's say for 4 days, but this is always really close to my wash day. And like, you know, I work from home, so I just need a little definition to last me 1 to 2 days. So this lasts me at least 1 to 3 days, and bam, the amazing, I just love my transitions today. But yes, my hair is looking healthy, it's flourishing. If you want your hair to look like this, try and follow my tips, subscribe, hit my face right there if you didn't in the beginning, hit the bell so you can subscribe if you didn't. Let me know what else you'd like to see from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.